Ladies and gentlemen, Zoe Williams has returned to RMC's studios, and this is another topic for the Voice of Reason show. This is going to be a tough day today because actually we're doing two topics. 1 hour, one topic. Second hour, a different topic. And I didn't tell the ladies what the second hour or the second topic would be because I'm an asshole. And I want to get them off guard because I know especially Margot likes to prepare and be ready for what's coming at her. But I wanted to see, how she responded without knowing what we'll be talking about in the second half.
Okay.
The first half is crazy, though. It's a tough topic. I did it a year or so, maybe 2 years ago. And it's a topic that I think is relevant. But before I get to the topic, let me do this. Please go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. Zoe is never spelled with an E. That would be Zoe. So it's IamZoeWilliams, IamZoeWilliams.com, and purchase your own copy of my book, The Rebirth of Seeds. I would appreciate it. And for all those who have participated in my movement in the past, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please support The Rebirth of Seeds. Now that that's out of the way, I'm not going to do a long extended book. I do that on the other show. This show is about the women. Oh, we've added another element to the show this week. We have, I don't want to say, when we get to the point where we grade you, it's going to be great. It's going to be excellent. So really quickly, I want to introduce my panel, right? Beautiful ladies, intelligent. I want to see how you guys handle this topic because it's going to be pretty heavy. To my immediate left, the Avatar has returned. Margot Hudson, welcome back to the Voice of Reason. What's happening?
Hey, everybody. Peace and love to everybody listening.
Are you ready? Have you been following, like, the YouTube and the Facebook and all of the feedback? Because there's a lot of feedback just for 2 shows, yeah?
I have, every now and then I go on there, but I haven't went on there lately because I've just been busy. But when I'm in the right state of mind, I'll go and check it out.
You have to be in the right state of mind?
To go, yeah, because you got to be...
Really?
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah, because people are saying rude words.
They saying rude? They being disrespectful?
Sometimes, but it doesn't matter because as long as you know who you are, but I don't feed into it. So when I have time, I'll look.
When I have time, I'll look. Thank you.
But I do want to know what people think, but it's just that there's a lot of assholes sometimes.
Yeah, hey, what do they call them? Trollers?
Trollers, yeah.
Is that what that's
and they troll everybody.
I didn't know. And to your left, the beautiful Brandy McGee.
Well, hello, everybody.
Jesus, how are you?
Good to be back. Voice of Reason.
Yes, I am he.
You are he.
Yes, indeed.
I am she.
Oh, yeah, I see.
There it is.
Yes, indeed. And to Brandy's left, we have the young gun of the crew.
Turn up. Morning, everybody.
Whitney Tabor.
Wake it up. Get ready.
So let me explain again, because a lot of people still don't seem to understand. We have to balance the conversation. Women need a voice, and I think this platform, this show, allows us to have that. There are rules. I have to state the rules. I'm your moderator, right? Your mediator. And also, Big Daddy Paddle. I will paddle you if you're not telling the truth. You gotta tell the truth. I'm just saying, that's the purpose of the show. You can't be on the show unless you're telling the truth. Gotta tell the truth.
All right.
You don't tell the truth? Get a bad grade. You get a bad grade? I don't know if you make it to the next grade. I don't know. I don't know if you matriculate. So that's the purpose. That's the point of the show. We wanted to share what women think about things. Wait till you get to the second topic. Second hour is going to be crazy.
I'm excited for second topic. I don't know. You can tell everybody. I like
it's going to be crazy. So, but the first topic, let's get it out of the way. It's tough. Who rapes the rapist? A sobering look into what it takes to fully recover from sexual assault. tough question, right? Right? It's about a lot of people are under the misconception that rape is about sex, and I don't think it is. I don't think it is. And ladies, you guys are going to have to pontificate on this very deeply. I think it's about power, and you guys can share, your experience if you've ever had any, if you know friends who may have had some, and then also the callers can participate.
My hat. I'm dying.
Are they going in on the hat?
I just didn't want to do my hair. I'm sorry.
No, I'm laughing.
We just come from a funeral.
And I'm already mad.
All right,
you're mad and I'm mad and I'm mad and you're
hilarious. Hey, I love the chat room.
The
chat room. Hey, y'all go in, do what you got to do.
I was trying to.
The number to dial.
My Pharrell hat, man. What?
That's a terrible hat. The number to dial is area code 323-965-1600. Let's get this topic rolling quickly. Do you think these are hard questions? True or false? Many women cry rape just to get back at men.
Some women.
A few ratchets.
I will just keep asking. Let me just keep asking.
Well, you heard of anybody who's
some women cry rape,
but not most of the time.
But not most women. Yeah. I don't think you should.
True or false? If a victim doesn't scream or fight, is it still considered sexual assault?
Yes. Absolutely.
And the reason why this is important because you do know in the news you have Darren Sharper.
Oh yeah. Football
player Darren Sharper who knocking him out.
That's what I say. It's hard to scream and fight when you're drugged up,
Yeah, exactly.
and of course,
it's hard to scream and fight.
And of course, we're going to ask questions. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody roofied you? Or is this why girls go out with their friends just to make sure that if they're incapacitated in any way or shape or form, they could get their friend to take them home? I don't know. Are men that thirsty that we're out here drugging fools? I don't know. 323-965-1600 is the number to dial. Please call. Please call. True or false? Is a rapist or someone who is into that kind of bullshit easy to spot? Is that like somebody you can just look at and go, he looked like a rapist?
Well, there are some weirdos.
There's a couple that look like him.
Might have a hat on like this, I guess. I don't know.
No, they actually look like your neighbor, your cousin, your cousin's friend, somebody that you know, and actually a lot of times it's people that you know on a one first name basis. A lot of times, and they have a time alone with you, opportunity.
People probably closest to you.
And of course, rape is connected to domestic violence.
Absolutely.
And just like domestic violence, a portion of it that isn't spoken of enough. It's not that women are the only people being raped. Women are actually raping men too.
The very low percentage, 91% of
you
men.
Always.
91%.
This is why they mad at you. This is why they mad.
I don't even care. It's okay.
This is why they mad right here.
A lot of men aren't being raped. There are men being raped.
A lot of men aren't. But we didn't say a lot were. I just said that.
To accept that it can happen.
But didn't I just say that? These are facts.
I just don't understand how it happens. I'm a little confused.
That's a better question.
Yeah. Like, how does that? I don't understand.
Because I'm with you, Brandy. How does a woman rape a man? To sit here and say, "Oh, well, it's negligible."
It's not. No,
that's your energy.
Rape is not.
There are men out there being raped, and you're trying to marginalize the stat.
No, I'm telling you,
you don't marginalize.
99% of
okay, marginalize this stat.
99% of the men are doing the raping, and 91%, 91 and 92%. These. Look it up. 91% of the.
Where am I looking it up at?
Where are you looking it up? You can look it up.
Google.
Here, I'm going to tell you right now. Google it.
Wikipedia.
No. There was
YouTube.
There's a professor, Professor Bettina Aptheker.
Oh, you got some stats. You looking under the table?
Ain't under the tables right here.
I'm just saying this is a serious topic. I need you guys to go deep into it. I'm saying women are raping men too.
2% of men are being raped. 1% to 2% of men are being raped.
Why do you keep accentuating the 2%?
Because the people need to know.
They have a
that 2% matters.
It does matter. It does.
So
but people need to know the facts too.
I don't like this.
Surely there's some men being raped.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. And your question was much better than Margot's.
Yeah.
Could you go deeper into that? How are men being overpowered and raped? by women?
Well, for me, it's not even the overpowering because, it's some small dudes out there. Powerful women. So I think as far as physical,
so women are raping horse jockeys?
Come in. There's some women that can give a little elbow and knock them down. My thing is this, unless she's really doing him from the back, which I got that from the chat room strap on.
Wow.
How if it's not up and ready to go.
And even the drugs, I'm wasting my roofies. If I'm going to drug this big old...
wasting?
I don't want to waste my roofies on this. Look, how am I going to get physically? Look, think about it.
Wasting roofies.
I think Whitney is a rapist.
You are a rapist, girl. What are you talking about?
Wait, what are the unwasted roofies used for is what I need to know, Whitney.
It's just funny. No.
This is turning into a grand old hen house.
Hilarious.
They just are cackling. Everybody look at them cackling.
2%.
Put the camera on the cackling.
I don't know.
It's hilarious.
I mess with you.
But look, really, I'm like, right?
No, I never raped a man, but I have heard of, I've had men confide in me, and some men that I've known. There was a lady one time who was in a sex industry, and she put on a strap on, and she did when he was sleeping.
Oh.
He was asleep. He woke up to this situation.
That would be traumatic.
Yeah, that's traumatic.
For anybody.
That's deep. That's deep.
Would he be justified in whooping that ass upon waking? I'm just asking. That's a fair question, yeah?
She needs to
I think he should do the proper legal channels to make sure that he receives justice for the injustice that was.
You break her jaw?
I'm just saying, not in any circumstance should a man ever hit a woman.
No, it shouldn't. But
in the self-defense, she was violating him. Self-defense.
If he woke up,
back up,
and he had silicone in his cornhole.
Well, damn.
And not very nice either.
And it was his woman doing it?
Yeah. No, not his woman. It was a woman. Somebody maybe like an associate.
Okay, so listen to the rest of the questions. You guys are just out of it. Jesus.
Well, I'm just saying.
True or false? Most sexual assaults are committed by strangers.
False.
I don't know.
I mean, no, false. That's false. Mm-hmm. That's false, because most of the crimes of rape are usually committed against women by people that they know.
That are comfortable, that can get close enough to them.
This is true. This is true. True or false? The primary motive for sexual assault is sex.
No.
Now this is where we're getting...
That's right.
So, have you noticed, and maybe you guys can look at some of your friends or something like that who may have gone through this. Have you noticed that there are a couple of distinct types? Once a woman gets raped, depending on her age or whatnot, she either gets really promiscuous or she becomes really kind of asexual. I don't want sex. There's an aversion to sex all out. My question is, how do we regain the power? How do women regain their power after experiencing something as traumatic as sexual assault? Ladies?
It starts by acknowledging what happened, and actually they have to walk through the pain. You have to go through pain. There are no shortcuts in dealing with your issues, psychological, emotional issues. When you do that, it's going to pour out and it's going to infect your life like poison in other ways, not just your relationships, your job, your relationships with everybody. So definitely, I think, anybody else have anything?
Well, for me, I would think realizing that this is not something that you did. This is not something that
you're not responsible.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't say, well, I was wearing a low-cut shirt and that's why he did this to me or whatever. You got to realize that that person had something else going on, and you're still the same person. You're still who you are because somebody did something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
right?
Brandy?
I mean, it's a really challenging one, because I think that the something like a rape, an assault and a rape, whether it's vicious, like brutal, or even something like date rape or something, even statutory rape, sometimes can leave a lot of psychological issues, and I think it leads to people dealing with it in different ways. Mm-hmm. Some people kind of go into a shell and they become fearful and they're afraid to go out and be and live and fully sort of, because a lot of victims do take on that it was my fault. I brought it on. Mm-hmm. There was something that I did to make this thing happen. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, I've heard the actual opposite of that happening. I think I've heard of women being so upset by that victimization that they need to, they go the opposite way in getting their power back back and they become sexually dominant people, you know, because it's like, I'm never going to allow that sort of thing. And so
powerlessness.
Because I think that's what, I mean, more than, I think personally, I could be wrong in this, so don't get mad at me, YouTube. But I think more than the actual sex part of the rape, it is that feeling of helplessness and powerlessness that is the most devastating, or one of the most devastating parts of sexual assault.
And this is an area that I think is really weird, because women who dominate the courts, women win in court. They just win. Court is friendly in a lot of ways to women. I'm sorry, it is. Just, you know, you guys lose, yeah, but you win a lot. You win a whole lot. I'm just saying.
Women lose in court.
But I'm making a point.
Okay.
Depends on what it is.
How about it?
All right.
I forgot. Women talk, they don't listen. Now,
really?
Here we go.
Okay. Women, damn.
There is an issue for women, though. A real serious issue for women. Right? And that is, a lot of times you guys get villainized. How often do you hear about the courts villainizing women when they're talking about the dress? A lot of times, you know, the defendant or they will go at the woman and be like, well, how were you dressed? And how did you present yourself? And really, it kind of gives the man kind of a coupon to say,
you know what?
If her boobs are out, if her ass is out, if her legs is out, she might be a hoe, she might be promiscuous, she might be this or that, and she may have asked for her power to be taken. Brandy!
Yeah, no, I have a comment to say, and this is going broader into the world, but I think that historically, that is kind of the attitude that is had about, like, rape and the man overtook me, but you were kind of being provocative, or you provoked him, or whatever. I was in Dubai back in August, and I was with my friends, and she had her kid, and you know, it was a family vacation, so I was the only kind of single individual. But I was afraid to go out by myself, not only because it was a Muslim country, and I was a single female, but there was a case. There was a case in that country going on right then. Actually, there was a Norwegian girl that had just been released from jail. She had been in jail for the past, if I'm not mistaken, almost a year or so. Or she had been stuck in that country because she was on a work trip. She was working in Abu Dhabi. She was on a work trip with some of her coworkers in Dubai. They all went out. They went, you know, had party, had drinks, whatever. One of her coworkers walked her back to her hotel room. When that happened, I guess somehow in the midst of that, he took her in the room and he raped her, and she called the police on him. She got arrested for making fraudulent police reports. I don't know. There was a whole sort of, the guy, basically everything turned on her, and she ended up being locked up and put in jail for whatever activity that they deemed as inappropriate for her, because she shouldn't.
Was she a foreigner?
Well, yeah, she was a foreigner, but she was living in the Emirates. She was living in Abu Dhabi.
Muslim?
She was not. She was Norwegian.
Yeah, gets a little sticky, doesn't it?
Yeah, so they, I mean, and the reason I say that is because I think that is, I mean, and that's a place that probably maybe isn't progressive in the thinking as the U.S.
Even
but
the Quran.
That's historically how it's thought about.
Right.
Like, it's
patriarchal society.
You're in jail.
Right. Even the Quran will say, if your woman gets a little out of line, you can beat her. The Quran, the holy book of the Islamic religion, says you may strike her. Darba. You may strike her is the word. Darba. You may strike her. She gets a little out of hand. Slippity slappity. Get you right back in line.
Sound like some men, right?
Flippity slappity.
I'm just saying.
I think flippity slappity is the funniest thing
We've
ever.
got callers. Caller, come in. You're on the line. Name and where you calling from?
This is Veronica.
Hey, Veronica. Grown woman time. Because these...
Listen,
Whoa,
we're not going to sit back and allow you to just...
Yeah.
Veronica,
you
2%, remember, 2%.
Anyway, we have real woman time on the phone. Can we talk about gaining your power back from a traumatic event like, you know, having your power taken through sexual assault, and how do women recover from that, and how, when they don't recover, how it affects their relationships in negative ways? And can you go into that some, please?
Sure. And I've heard the most recent part of the conversation, so I think it's a very important conversation. I'm glad you're addressing this. I think I'll say a couple of things. I think, first of all, that we live in a world that infantilizes male sexuality and criminalizes female sexuality. So the reason that you have this notion that men just can't control themselves in the presence of female sexuality,
like we're kids, right? We're just children.
Right, that men are sexual children, and that women are somehow sexually evil, and so whatever they invite by being a natural expression of femininity is somehow inherently evil. And I think that was a trick that got played when men, way back in the day, when men got envious of female power and female sexuality and unbridled female wildness, and decided to attempt to control it.
Veronica, that is powerful. Go deeper into male envy of female sexual power. Please go deeper.
Well,
wrong woman on the phone.
When you think about it, female sexuality got legislated in the era of marriage because, the egoic mind wanted to know what was happening to its property after it left the planet. So in order to know that, the institution of marriage and woman as property and the egoic mind wanted to know what's going to happen to my property after I'm in my grave. And the only way that I can know that is if I control the woman's sexuality and I know who the heirs are.
Oh.
So the institution of marriage was not created for the sake of love. It was created for the sake of property.
So why are women... Never mind. That's another story. Continue.
So with the advent of marriage as a legal controlling force, that's when men began to look at women as something that they needed to control. And in order to perpetuate that system, and in order to have people adopt to it and agree to it and co-sign it, you had to train people in the sort of the disinformation campaigns, so if they would behave, they'd stay in line. You'd have to infantilize male sexuality and criminalize female sexuality.
Wow!
So that you could maintain it without having people self-enforce it.
So, just listening to what you're saying right now, it makes it very difficult to prosecute or prove rape unless you got DNA or. Because you can always go back and forth using these argument tactics. She was presented a certain way and she's, of disrepute. You can paint the picture because I had a lawyer tell me it's not about the truth in court. Has nothing to do with the truth. Not a single bit. It has to do with who's the best painter. The prosecution or the defendant. Like they're people. Who paints the better picture? And whoever paints the best picture gets either guilty or not guilty, gets free or jailed. It's really that simple.
Correct. But see, the court is simply an extension of the larger cultural imperative, right? The court is simply it's an enforcing body that reinforces the paradigm that women's sexuality somehow needs to be controlled.
Wow.
That's right. And so it's simply a reflection of that.
Wow.
But
so Veronica,
we as women buy into it. See, we're so powerful. There was an instance in a small town where the women got together, and this sounds a little bit funny, but it just demonstrates the power of the Punani, right? Women got together and they wanted some legislation passed in the town, and the men were dragging their feet on it, and that legislation impacted the community and impacted the children in the community. So women got together and they made a pact, and they said, nobody fucks until this is handled.
All right. This is fun.
And so don't you know that it got handled.
It got dealt with
right away. Right, and women had to come into a path that had some integrity with it. Now, I'm not saying that we want to use our sexuality hostage, but I'm saying that we underestimate the power that we have as women because we're so busy running around looking for male approval.
Ooh,
because of this paradigm that we sit in So we don't actually assert appropriately our right power because we don't even understand
Well, wait a minute,
how we've
Veronica.
been conditioned and the hypnosis that we operate in.
Veronica, wait. These are children here. This is you're feeding them meat when they deserve milk.
Hello.
I want you to hold on 1 second, Veronica.
No.
We've got.
That's just disrespectful.
I want to keep Veronica on the line. We have another caller. Veronica, just wait. We're going to come right back to you. Caller, you're on the line. Where are you calling from?
This is the brother Soul Wonder. What's going on, everybody?
Soul Wonder.
Wonder.
What's happening?
Nothing good. Doing good. Is Veronica still online?
Yes, she is. Yes. She's on hold.
She's on hold. Cause I wanted to ask her some questions when she goes into how the court system was used to not demonize, but to
Victimize.
I guess in the word demonize the woman's sexuality.
Yeah.
No, she said demonize, not victimize.
But victimize is part of it.
What I don't see how that is when that same woman can lay up there and have a baby by a guy and use that baby against the guy to hustle with. So I don't understand how that how it's, in my opinion, it's actually quite the opposite. But she is right when women do not know the power that they do have, and to me, it comes from not knowing their self-worth.
That's true.
Personally.
Amen.
Well, thank you for the call, Soul Wonder. You know, we always appreciate you reaching out. Thanks for the call. We're going to go back to Veronica so she could deal with that. Did you hear what he asked?
Yeah, I did hear what he asked. So those are sort of two different things. In other words, the cultural imperative for misogyny that's baked in and built into our culture as a way of controlling women, that's something in and of itself. And the way the court system when the way the court system enforces that is different than, say, the child support system. I mean, it's kind of two different topics.
I think he was just trying to make a point that women typically play the victim role in court, and when we go to family court, where the child support situation is typically dealt with, women come out the victor more time than the loser in the family court context.
Understand something?
Brandy disagrees. Brandy?
No, I don't disagree. I'm saying it when you go into court, based on an assault on a person, that's one thing. But when you go into court, when you're trying to get help provided for your child, that's like a completely other thing.
I think he was saying it is two different things. Everybody agrees that that's apples and oranges. Right. Veronica outlined that. Brandy, you've outlined that. But not to get off on another subject, I just think he was saying there is a branch of court where women are adept at being victorious by playing the victim. That's what he was trying to say. Off topic, by the way.
Totally.
So I have something to add. I think that the lady that's on the line, thank you for saying what she said. Veronica's
get her name
she's on
right.
point. Veronica's on point. Respect.
Take notes.
Please. I can give some notes and stuff.
Wrong.
But listen. This is very interesting because rape is the only violent crime where women are actually accused and called to prove that something bad happened to them. And they're being victimized all over again. Were you penetrated? Did you say no? Or what were you wearing? And they're blamed for the crime. There are no other crimes that happens with. And also, in the United States, approximately only about 10% of rapes are supposedly reported. So think about how many other people are being raped.
It is very
and a lot of women don't want to come. And women don't want to come forward because they believe that they're going to be victimized and they don't want to go through that again. It's terrible when somebody violates your body and your soul and your spirit without your permission, and then you're supposed to go to somebody and get help, and then they're sitting there looking at you like you did something wrong. That's
what? You're a beautiful woman.
Yeah. What?
I'm doing the sandwich technique.
Okay.
You're a beautiful woman. Compliment first, and then the truth.
Okay.
Very, very one-dimensional.
Really?
You're overprotective of women.
No.
There is some responsibility.
Yeah, there's some women who lie and cheat and make a bad name for all of them, but most women I don't believe in lying.
Can I finish my point?
Sure. Sorry.
You like to talk through people, too. There's more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to hear.
Veronica, go ahead. Finish.
Well, there's a few things that happened to women. And it's sort of similar to the psychological warfare that's happening against black people. There's a tremendous disinformation, misinformation campaign that has happened that's in the cultural paradigm that teaches women, that trains and conditions women away from their innate power.
Go into that.
And so, but in order to sustain the beauty industrial complex, in order to sustain patriarchy and misogyny, in order to sustain rape culture, in order to create a scenario where women are not fully dialed into their power, it has to sort of be, it has to be designed at the top, and then it has to penetrate every aspect of society. The thing about women and the way that they operate is that we, just like, if women live together in a household, our cycles sync up, our menses sync up, because we're the subconscious of the planet, and we transmit information to each other subconsciously. The same is true with the insanity that gets programmed into women with regard to, wanting to get married, or all of the ways that we have been trained out of our true feminine nature. All of that gets trained in, because if you play the woman out of pocket, the woman is the subconscious of the planet, and if you make her crazy, then the planet becomes crazy. So
are you telling
we've been
me
conditioned?
Are you telling me that the woman on planet Earth right now? Are you telling me that the woman on planet Earth right now is kind of crazy?
That we're crazy, for sure. Because if we weren't, we would not sit by and tolerate what passes for life on this planet. We are the people that are responsible for bearing and nurturing life. We
got some tolerators in the building right now. I want you to address what Veronica is saying. All of you, starting with Whitney. Whitney, I know you're the youngest.
Being crazy is not a bad thing. I'm crazy as hell. I'm happy.
I can tell. No, and I'm manic.
Look.
All right, Gemini.
Anyway, no, I don't know. Look, I'm just gonna pass to Brandy. Like, I don't think being crazy is not a bad thing. You're
gonna say on. We have a global audience. You're gonna say being crazy is cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you paying your bills and you're doing your thing? You're not raping and running around raping or doing anything.
You're just regular crazy.
I'm just normal.
Let's talk to
Is there levels to this?
Let's talk to a more refined, older, wiser crazy Brandy. Go deeper, Brandy.
Living life on the planet.
No more drinking
in the name of Mother Nature.
Go ahead, Brandy. Just tell us.
In the name of Mother Nature.
Right.
Everything you do.
Yes, exactly. No. So wait, I'm sorry, Veronica. Could you clarify again, like, just what you meant by that, by saying that we're all crazy?
Yeah, I will
she
say
means you
that
crazy.
So a couple things. Couple of ways that if the woman is the subconscious of the planet, and she is the one that is responsible for giving birth to everything.
Veronica, wait. Let's ask the question.
Okay.
To the three of you.
Okay.
Do you believe that the woman is the subconscious of the planet? Do you know what that means?
I believe so, yes.
You, Brandy?
The subconscious of the planet?
The subconscious of the planet.
I agree.
You agree?
Yes.
Tabor, you're young. You get an eye on this question.
Thank you.
Okay?
Oh, I'm so young. Yes.
Got it. No, she's learning here.
Cool.
All right. Now finish your statement, Veronica.
So all of the insanity that exists on the planet today, the wars, the way the money situation is, the way that we manipulate food supply, I mean, all of the things that are anti-life on this planet, and I don't mean that in the sense of abortion, I mean that are against life. If we were saner, we would stand up and use our power, and we would shut that shit down. But the way the brutal male imperative, the insane imperative has run amok, and the way that they've conditioned us away from our power so that we're consumed with things like hair weaves and paying our bills and can we get a man and Real Housewives. We are so consumed with things that are non-essential. We are so consumed with things that are non-essential because they have us distracted with that stuff that we don't bother to actually ask the deeper question of what it means to take a stand for life on this planet.
So you're saying women are superficial, basically.
To be a force for protecting and dealing with that, because we're distracted with paying our bills.
Okay. There's something to that, Veronica. I agree, but I think it's a little bit myopic because, number one, I think you're presenting a perspective that is primarily in the Western world. And when we're talking about the world as a whole, everybody in the world isn't concerned with what the Kardashians are doing and how much my weave is.
That's not true.
This week.
Yeah, they are.
I said not everybody in the world.
Most of the people.
A lot of them.
But why not?
I don't know why they're not. They're probably concerned with other things, like how am I going to eat today? You know,
Or take care of my kids.
how am I going to feed my children today? You know, so I think that's a little bit narrow. I'm going to just disagree with you a tiny bit. I also think that, too, there's a certain thing, there's the nature of human beings. And yes, there is a lot of evil and bad things that happen. But I don't know. I just don't see necessarily a big agenda to keep us distracted from it. I think those things are going to happen.
Maybe
kind of.
the spirit.
What do you think? What do you think television is? If not the most powerful, hypnotic, distracting machine on the planet.
Absolutely, in Western culture.
Yeah.
So does that create a contradictive narrative for women? I get to say, I get to be at the NAACP Awards after party dancing. I'm representing the higher echelon of black culture, and when Too Short blow the whistle come on, I get to yell, "What's my favorite word? Bitch!" And did not expect dudes to be like, "That's ratchet. Let me approach her in a ratchet way." Hey, who you approaching like that? Well, I just saw you scream out, "Bitch." So you gave me the signal that you hood and you get down with the get down. Oh, no, I ain't like that. Because we can't marginalize the entertainment industry's effect. So, like I'm saying, it creates a schizophrenic kind of experience. So not to say that it is an excuse for men to disrespect women, but when men observe women disrespecting themselves, how then are we supposed to interface?
Again, to me, that sounds like you're saying when men observe women in short skirts, then we can't control ourselves. Yeah. Men are always looking for a reason to say that because you did that. No, be responsible for yourself.
The rape is guilt conscious. That's the guilt.
Every now and again, take responsibility for your own actions. I mean, I do get what you're saying. I'm not saying that it is.
Deal with what I'm saying as opposed to asking me to take responsibility. That's a given. But you'd like to skip to me taking responsibility before you acknowledge the validity of the point I made.
See, here's what's missing. Here's what's missing in the conversation.
Okay.
Please help us.
What's missing is that if women only knew how powerful we were outside of our conditioning and what we've been trained to be distracted by. Oh. If we only knew how powerful we were, there'd be no conversation about blame, because because inside of our power, we would be such a magnetic, illuminated, powerful force for what's right on the planet. We wouldn't keep tolerating it. In other words, a woman that is fully activated and in her power, a man doesn't have an opportunity to blame her. That's not even a dialogue. It's the water. Insanity is the water in which we swim. So we don't even see that we're swimming in it because it's just the water in which we swim. I'm saying that there's a higher, more elevated conversation that women must be in. We must take responsibility for the furtherance of sanity and life on this planet. And it has nothing to do with whether or not. In other words, if we up-level our energy and our frequency and our life force to a higher and higher level, men wouldn't dare disrespect, blame. The conversation would just go away. But we can't have the conversation down inside the trenches. We have to begin to elevate our awareness so that we're having it from a different perspective.
Well, Brandy, I'm just going to tell you this, Brandy. I'm going with Veronica. She was educated at Cal Berkeley. I'm going to go there. I'm just going to trump your whole... No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
Right now, I'm going to elevate my own personal consciousness so that I won't even allow you to
smack this all around.
On me. Right now, my consciousness is so elevated that I didn't even hear what you said.
So let me just say this again. To bring it all back full circle. We can't argue the fact that rape is an emotional, physical, spiritual, traumatic situation that happens to a human being. Women get it, been getting it bad. How do they get the power back? How do they, at some point, because this is what I've follow me here, ladies, and then we'll take a break. This is what I've understood. Technology advances, what, every 90 days? Triples. Every 90 days, we've got another form of technology. I remember 8 years ago, Quincy Jones said, hey, man, we're at the end of the computer chip. We're now going into nanotechnology. That was about 8 years ago, right? So technology is always evolving. What I feel isn't evolving is our ability to heal from relationship trauma.
That's right.
That shit heals in geological time. The time it took to create the Grand Canyon is the time it takes for us to get over shit. So, how do we heal from this particular traumatic situation? Rape. Anybody have any real question or solutions to that? Or
well,
you?
Yes, I do.
You of all people.
Yes, of course, Margot.
Okay, Jesus, I'm keeping score. Go ahead,
right,
Margot.
Keep score, baby. Keeping score. But as far as it goes, I think that when people are raped, when women are raped, I think that it's just time for us to really start.
You don't want to keep it people. You just
okay.
All right.
Okay, well, let's go to healing. That's what we're going to.
We were talking about healing. Everybody can heal, right?
Okay, so healing is important. Healing starts with, I think that if there's a woman out there that's listening, or there's a man who has a daughter who's been raped, I suggest buying a empty notebook and allow them the space and time, and take the time to write out your feelings. Get them out. Journaling is very, very powerful. I've done this since I was a very young girl, and it makes you, it grows you up in a sense, and it actually does a lot of healing.
You've been writing comic books?
No, baby, not comic books. I got books and books filled with stuff.
Okay.
But women, this is very, very important, and I think it's very helpful, and also it's important to be able to have your voice heard. Speak, tell someone, to be able to tell someone, that's freeing. It frees you, and also for them to be able to hear you and actually embrace you with love, so that you can actually start to trust again and start to get your balance and get grounded once again. You have to have some sort of connection, and it takes all of us as a community, and we need men's support. Women, the violence against women is not going to stop until everybody takes a part in it, and we say, you know what, this has got to stop, and it's unacceptable.
Whoa.
That's part of the healing.
Balance the statement. You can't just say the violence against women.
And men.
Violence is a human condition that goes back and forth from men to women. Again, you want to talk stats.
But 99%.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
You want to talk stats. Stats can be manipulated in different ways. Depending on
manipulated.
Let me finish.
That we're talking.
Allow me to finish.
Really?
Because I don't interrupt much, but when I do, silence your mouth. Now,
come on now.
We can manipulate the information back and forth when it comes to stats, depending on who's compiling the stats. Mm-hmm. The CTS, the Conflict Tactics Survey. Look it up. Conflict Tactics Survey. Most clinicians across the country use it. It's controversial. Why is it controversial? Because in their report, women are more violent than men. You guys are the perpetuators of relationship. Let me finish.
Uh-oh. Getting Brandy going.
Do me a favor. Chris, number 2 engineer.
Woosah.
Cut them damn microphones off.
He done cut us off, y'all. I don't know.
Now, cut them off.
Writing improves your thinking.
She's off. Thank you. I am on mic by myself. You can't. You gotta contain them, man, because they wild. Now,
Kim Jong-un.
CTS, right? Women are more violent. They perpetuate more violence in relationship than men. They throw things more than men. They slap, they push, they kick. They are the impetus for relationship more than men. Relationship violence. Then you throw in verbal abuse. They're way more adept than men. Women will sit here and live in a contradiction and say, oh, we're the best communicators on planet Earth, but not take control or authority or ownership of being the best verbal abusers too. Women won't say it. We're the best communicators in the world, but they won't claim that. No.
Come on.
You will follow me.
Cut them off. All right, then.
I'm not done.
Stage and walk out.
I'm not done.
Let's go, y'all.
Now, the weakness of the CTS is this. it doesn't account for impact. The CTX expects men to absorb female violence towards them. When we retaliate, we break women. What I need women to understand is just because you live in an advanced society that decides to protect you in some ways, violence against women, all of that, you can't then use that law to say, I'm going to push you past what every human has, and that's a breaking point because I got the law on my side. And don't say women don't do that in vast numbers.
Okay.
Now we're going to a break, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it. We'll be back shortly. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. We'll be back in a moment.
I decided to chime in here because I actually have personal experience with this. Awesome. Of all the things I never thought I'd be sharing on the internet, this is definitely one of them. When I was 18, just past my 18th birthday, I was date raped. That is how I lost my virginity. That's my beautiful story about how I was deflowered. For my 18th birthday, one of the girls that I worked with took me to a concert. She bought me concert tickets, and we went with her boyfriend and his roommate. Somewhere through the course of drinking all day and not really eating very much and kind of feeling pressured to drink because I was not really a drinker. When it was time to leave the concert, I was beyond inebriated, like stumbling and like slurring my words and having a hard time. And so clearly I could not drive home. And in retrospect, I don't know if maybe there was something in my drink because I've never, ever gotten like that post the situation. I black out, donezo, no recollection, was not conscious. It wasn't until the morning that I even realized that I had had sex, and I was just like, wait a second, what happened? This doesn't feel right. And I asked my girlfriend, and she was like, yeah, you totally had sex with him. You were so nasty.
So there we go. We have something here that's really powerful, a testimony. This is what the show is about. When I was explaining the CTS about violence in relationship, it was in relations to imbalanced statements. What we tend to do, and this, listen, every show I do is therapeutic for me and the hosts, for our own. That's why we do it. So it was me addressing the imbalance. I don't want to see a feminist movement. I don't want to see a humanist movement. I want to see a humanist movement.
Okay.
And what happens is we get caught up in feminists, violence against women, and it becomes a crusade against men. And that in and of itself is imbalanced. Do you understand? We need to understand the human condition.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, Zoe, and I completely agree with you. I agree with you that I'm all for a human movement altogether. But when there's a large balance of one particular type of violence, say, for instance, when there is a large instance of rape against women, I think that pushing back against it it doesn't have to be about then it's just women against men or a large whole-scale feminist movement. But it's like trying to restore the balance.
But it should be men.
It's a restoration. If it's unbalanced highly in one way, the pushback is an attempt to restore the balance.
Right, but I think that's where Veronica came in and talked about the cultural infrastructure, the legal infrastructure, how we interface, how women have been marginalized, their power, you know what? This is what I don't like sometimes, too. Men don't like to hear women talk about their power.
Yeah, I know.
It's almost like most men have little dicks, and they don't want to hear about a big dick man.
Oh, that's a good one.
Women have power, niggas. It's okay. Their power is different than yours.
That's right.
It's like, you're talking about women power. Oh, shit, that's some feminist stuff. Shut your dumb asses up. Read some books. Understand some things. Don't just understand your local hero.
Oh, no.
Understand the intricacies of relationship within a society, within not just a society, a culture, a country. Understand the differences between your society, your culture, your country, and other societies, cultures, and countries. Understand why things evolve the way they do. Women have power. A lot of it. Okay? It's okay to talk about it without being a goddamn feminist.
Right.
Do you understand?
Okay. Yeah,
so I'm making that point to you guys too, because what happens now, this victimhood consciousness that says it always happens to us, we're always taken advantage of. You have forgotten your own power too.
But this what we can't ignore. Can I say something really quick?
Yeah,
we can't ignore that the numbers are growing. It's been stated in many different books, including the Bible, that the violence against women and children increases, and these are the times. And you look at the news. I've seen so many. I can't even tell you. I've cried so many days where I woke up in the morning crying and praying for people.
Just crying and praying?
Yes, and praying for them, sending good energy out to them, and writing as well, because I plan to help people. But that's important. I have feelings. I'm not desensitized to violence like
all I'm saying is this is what we're missing. It sounds like men are just out here running the streets, ravaging, pillaging villages.
A lot of them are nowadays.
This is not 15th century Rome.
Hello, but let me speak, Zoe, from the perspective of having been a woman for 25 plus a couple more years.
All right, just a couple.
Just a couple.
Wisdom.
You know,
at 9.
I know 22. That from your perspective, you may think, oh, this isn't the 15th century and men just aren't out here running around like raping people in droves. But I know from a woman as early as 9, 10, 11 years old, a child, I remember being preyed upon at that time by men, adult men. You know, more so adult men than there were children, you know, my own age. And then it started around like 10 or 11 and went all the way through. You know what I'm saying? So while it may not be the 15th century where they're going into your village, burning down your straw hut and clubbing you over the head and raping you.
It's still happening.
It happens. Right. It happens. It happens quietly. It happens differently, but it is still happening.
So let's ask
if we are not
question.
making big efforts to keep it under wraps, it can go. I think the only
But I think it should be a collective effort.
Absolutely.
I said
you have to understand the way the media works, it sensationalizes and turns things into crusades, and it becomes imbalanced.
But if a woman is at the bottom, if a woman is raped on a bus and she's got boom shoved in her, you trying to tell me that wasn't a real story? That didn't happen to somebody? That they're just reporting fake stories? I've been reading real stories about this crazy shit that's happening all over the world, and I'm tired of it.
In Africa, I heard
every
that
week
the women
happening in India.
They're now getting these rings.
You don't know what's going on in India?
Have you heard of this?
Going on in India, Bangladesh,
hold
all
on.
of these
The
areas.
young one speaking.
Okay. Yes.
Hey, no, what I'm saying, like, I read this article 2 years ago. Can't tell you from where. I just remember reading it and being like, whoa. The women in Africa, which they don't have the housewives and all this weaves and all that. They don't have any of that. Well, I mean,
they do.
Well, they might, but whatever. Where this was, little village, whatever. The young women are now placing these plastic rings inside of their vaginas that have their rape devices. Mm-hmm. So now these 12-year-old little girls are having these plastic things inserted that have like knives. It's really
yes,
it's like a plastic ring with these like things. So when the man comes and rapes her, boom, he can't get out.
It's a dick trap.
We don't have time to go to court, homeboy. We don't have time to go to court because look. Oh yeah.
So can we all agree?
How do you fix it?
Can we all agree that rape is wrong? Period.
Yes. No matter who does it.
Can we all agree that there needs to be some type of campaign, some type of movement to get the victims, male or female, regardless of the disparity in numbers, male or female, to speak out, to seek help, right? And do you guys know of any outlets where, like, say, somebody could get some help from? Like, what would be? Is there a rape hotline, Margot?
There is a place.
She's got notes.
I wrote it down.
There are some, but
because I research a lot of information, so to keep everything organized in my head, I kind of write stuff down sometimes. Some stuff.
Well, then it's not in your head.
It is in my head, but it's in different places in there. Right now, we're like going fast. I got to remember. Okay. Yeah. So let me find it.
Yes, there are hotlines.
There is a hotline.
We'll let you know when Margo finds it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Stop it.
I was going to say, that's a handicap pass. And
here it is.
You healthy.
Shut up. No, it's
kind of hustle.
It's a picture of one. Never mind. Anyway, goodtherapy.org is a good place that you can find a therapist, because I do believe that we're not dealing with our issues, and if you don't deal with your issues, they're going to eat you alive. So if you are suffering from any kind of violence, then you definitely need to get yourself some help. You can't do it by yourself.
Christ alive.
And check this out. This is something I wanted to say earlier about the media. In the United States, and a lot of people, you all, men and women, would agree, if you've been to the movies before, right?
Wrap it up.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so the USA, the sex and violence is so intertwined. Intertwined so closely together that a lot of times people get gratification from sexual, from violence, because violence and sex go together in American culture.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, wow,
I know a lot
that
of
was good. Listen. We've got to wrap this topic up. We have to move very quickly. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're opening up the phone lines. Get to it now, 323-965-1600. I'm taking callers. We've got a new topic that I'm about to spring on these girls, and we're going to see how well they perform. 323-965-1600. 323-965-1600. Let's go deeper.
Woo. Hey, friend. Coming to you live from my dining room. You don't have one of these in your dining room? Because I do. Hashtag adult. Today's video is not really going to be that funny, because it's a continuation of the first video that I made about things I don't understand about girls. Except that video was sort of questions about myself, and this episode is the slut edition. And it's kind of going to be more like some questions that I have for sluts. And please take this video, it's just my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me. I don't think you guys realize just how much I like when you sound off in the comments. I love thought-provoking conversation, okay? It's like my favorite thing in the world. But this is just what I think, and these are some questions that I have for sluts. Things that I don't understand. Now, first off, I want to define my definition of a slut. A slut is someone that has a lot of casual sex. And unfortunately, I can't completely define a lot, because it's different in different people's minds. Think about the people that you know in your head. It's not that girl that's sort of like, oh, she's just confused. And it's not that girl that's like, oh, she's just doing whatever. It's the girl that you're like, yeah, she's a slut. Yeah, that girl. Those are the group of people that I'm talking about. So everyone just do your best. Just hang on with me here, because I know the word slut has a negative connotation. But what I want you to understand is that I think that being a slut is a choice. So maybe I'm not making...
Okay, so we're back. New topic. We didn't answer the first one, but a new topic nonetheless. We're going to do this really quickly, because I'm very, very intrigued by women. I love everything about you. I love your bodies, your skin, your voice. Oh, just curves, and I love everything about you. And you guys are mysterious, and I think people want to know. Again, the prerequisite to my questions and this topic is unadulterated truth. Can you tell the truth? Can you reveal yourself? Can you be somewhat vulnerable on this show? I'm hoping. Today's topic, unraveling the mysteries of femininity. I'm asking you questions, and you are to reveal the truth.
Yes, let's do it.
Name 3 things women wish men could understand about them that we simply don't. We just don't get it. Name 3 things that you wish we could know and understand about you that we're just totally oblivious to. Brandy! Is Veronica still here? Find out. Veronica is the grown-up of this group.
Clearly.
Yes. Brandy, answer. 3 things you wish we knew.
I've asked
right? That we're just totally oblivious to.
Oh, okay. So I haven't had time to think this one out, so I'm just going to freestyle on it.
Well, that's what you've been doing for
understand?
3 weeks now. Freestyling.
Hey, freestyling is
You
what
like
I do.
Craig G. Boom. Hip hop
So,
reference.
Anyway, I think that I can only speak from personal experience here.
You're just
and
not going to be.
think
Yeah, I can
that-
feel this F coming. Huh? Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
I wish that men could understand that I'm not concerned with your grading system.
As you should.
No, I think that a lot of times men don't understand that that often women, especially their woman, whether you know it or not, or even if you're annoyed by her tactics, a lot of times your woman is there and fighting for you. Once she's decided to be on your team, she's fighting. She's your soldier. Like almost every woman.
So you're saying men don't understand when the woman is really down?
I don't think they understand that.
Interesting. 323-965-1600. Call us.
Okay.
So men don't know when a woman is really down.
Don't know it. Haven't a clue.
One more. Two more.
Two more. I think that what? Don't men help me out here.
Yeah, no, they have theirs. Y'all deal with
three things on the spot. Another thing. I think that men don't understand that if I keep letting you know that I need this thing to happen, or either I'm gone. Once I'm gone, I'm gone. So if you really are interested in making this thing work, I need you to work with me while I'm trying to work it.
Yeah.
Because once I get past the point where I'm no longer fighting for you,
then that's it.
So you're saying
wrap.
men?
I don't think about you the same way. You don't exist the same way inside of my soul. I might love you still, but once you push me past the point of give a fuck,
when a woman's fed up,
when a woman,
it's a wrap. And if you care at all about your woman, you need to handle that. Don't come giving me an engagement ring after it's over, because that happens
But you know, engagement rings have saved many a failed relationship.
How long did it save it?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what my
Well, women are children. You guys believe in superficial fantasies.
And I think women upon it. Children. I don't like this.
Veronica said you guys were insane children, and I
she's
agree.
with us too, because she's also a woman. So let's
I agree.
just be.
Yeah,
Insane children.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. So
She does have
not yet. Okay, well,
she does.
Margot, do you have 3?
I have 3. Well,
I bet you do. Let's hear these beauty pageant answers.
I don't know. The other 2 are still trying to figure out which ones I want to say. But the first one I'm going to say, please. But the first one, okay, look. Okay, the first one, this is something that was a little bit connected to the last segment we were doing, but I don't think that men understand. I think that men have this philosophy, this thing that when a woman says no the first time, that it means yes. When she says no the second time, it means maybe. And the third time, after he's probably already inside, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, if we say no, if she says no, look at her body language, man. Pay attention to a woman. You'll know if she's into you or not. And I think a lot of men don't even know. This is the second thing. A lot of men don't know when a woman is really into them.
Don't.
And that's been proven scientifically.
For everybody that's watching this show, I want you to understand that I don't agree with any of this bullshit, because I'll give my 3 later.
Okay, but most men usually don't know. Men usually don't know. Men are a little bit more confused about that. Just like has a woman. Have you ever been, ladies? You ever been out with your man and some woman was doing all this stuff and putting it on for him, and then he was like, I didn't see it. What were you talking about? Like, you don't notice sometimes when a woman is trying to get at him.
Nope.
They really just don't.
I didn't even know.
They're like, she was?
That's
They're like, wait a minute.
Trickery right there.
But sometimes they really don't.
We don't know.
I have male friends that have.
Wait a minute. We're honed to sniff out your yogurt boxes at a very early age. And you're saying we are unaware? Well, maybe we're just good at playing dumb around you.
No. Men aren't that smart to play dumb about that.
323-965-1600.
He didn't notice when you asked, but then when he went to the bathroom, got that number.
Exactly. Like,
but a lot of men really don't. They get a little confused about that.
The young one of the group.
I got some funny ones. Like, I'm just going to be real.
All right,
let's hear it.
We don't care how big your penis is. We just don't.
You wish they would understand that?
We just need y'all to understand.
Brandy disagrees.
Brandy might disagree.
Brandy
That's her
likes
thing.
that big
No,
dog.
guys are like, it don't matter because I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna put it on her, I'm gonna put this on her. Okay, wouldn't you put a conversation on her?
Well,
or
now
do
that
this,
we've
and the
traveled down this
other?
rabbit
We're going
hole,
there.
I
You
want to
asked.
respond to this.
Please, yeah, respond to it. Look, I want to hear.
I need to respond to
I
it.
want to hear it.
I understand what you're saying because
She's
size isn't everything.
No, it's
That's
not.
what that's what I'm saying.
But now-
Deliberate.
Man with a regular size
care
penis, you
about
put it on
it.
you.
That's a
Okay.
different statement. Size isn't everything, and just because you have the size, it doesn't necessarily mean you
We
know
want-
what to do with it.
Yeah.
True.
I wish you knew that.
So,
Yeah,
Brandy,
we have a uterus, so you can't just be like, I'm gonna hit it so hard, you can really hurt them.
I would hope you
I don't
had
think
a
men know
uterus.
that. Men don't think that women can be hurt
Margot.
through sex. Men don't. Shut up.
Tabor,
I just
back to Tabor.
I just gotta
Nice
shake it up.
uterus.
So you don't really care about dick size?
No, I mean, maybe I don't care.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
not
you- no,
everything.
it's too late.
Okay, well,
You said it.
whatever.
I understand what
That's what it is. You understand. She understands.
She gets another eye this week.
Turn up. It doesn't matter. No,
Two
Leave
more.
me alone.
like the way we communicate. I wish you guys really understood the way that we communicate as women.
That's not gonna happen.
Go into that.
That's not gonna. Physically, mentally, like we're different. Like sit
Like,
down
what are
and
we
speak.
missing communicatively?
everything.
I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I could understand
Emotion. I think it's
So
know
how
what
would
I'm
you
saying?
know that we should be better
No.
communicators then?
because we don't
If you don't know.
communicate. Like
I think that one thing that is missed a lot of times
Help us.
is intention.
Ah.
You know, because I mean, and it's not just men.
I
and
just had a
women.
woman tell me the other day that intentions mean nothing to her. It's all behavior. I said, you're
But
setting
the
yourself
behavior
up
is
for
the
this.
intention. The behavior is the outgrowth of the
it's a
intention.
mixture.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Not necessarily.
We're talking about in terms of communication, like speaking, saying. Sometimes people are not adept at saying things the way that they need to, articulating what it is that they need,
Right.
want, or whatever. So I think that I think it's very I think if you're with someone, you need to learn that person and learn to understand what they
Brandy,
mean.
you're on
when
your
they
game
say
today.
What they're saying.
Yes, you're on your
know.
game today. Really quickly, let me get us out of this rabbit hole.
yes, sis.
Name 3 things women hate about each other. Margot.
What things do women hate
Let's
about
hear
each
this
other? Well, I've
bullshit
grown
right
up.
here.
I've grown
Let's
up.
hear this bullshit right
As a
here.
pretty girl in the class and people and the jealousy and weird things I've had to deal with through the years, I have to say that it seems like women.
Seems like
Yeah.
already bullshitting. Already circling the wagons.
No, because you never know really what's going on with a woman when she's having a problem with another woman. But I think that a lot of times women are having issues with each other. It seems like there's a competition.
Name
being
3
created
things women hate about each other.
about each other.
I don't want
Hate
a
about each other?
filibuster of fluff.
I'm trying to come back to me.
Wrong.
Come back to me.
Wrong.
I'm going to tell you what I hate about women.
I don't know.
It's going to kind of
You don't know what you.
I do.
Hold
No,
on.
3
Don't
things.
let this giant
Okay,
beanstalk off the hook.
I don't like that women seem to be women can't
Seem to be.
women don't seem to be very
Don't seem to be.
Leave me alone. Let me
Tell the truth about these
I'm telling you, women are jealous a lot of times of other women, and I think a lot of times it's hard for women if they don't feel good about themselves to compliment another woman or recognize another woman's beauty. And I think that there's a deficiency there and a self-worth issue there. And I think that that's the one. And I don't hate a lot of things, but I don't use that's a strong word. But that's something I really that hurts me a little bit.
Women's jealousy.
Yeah, women's
You could have
jealousy
said
of
that
each other.
quickly. 2
Yeah.
more.
Yes. And what else? Some women, the women that are, and it's not all women, but
Some
the women
women-
that are focused on just getting men for money and just worried about shopping.
The
and
hoes,
shoes,
the
I don't
gold
like that.
diggers.
Women that are like that is no.
The users.
I don't like that.
The usurpers.
I don't like them. And I don't like. Let's see. What other things about women? I don't like manipulative, just like the same things that men probably wouldn't like about
You
women. I
don't
don't like
like
manipulative.
women
I
at
don't
all.
like twisted. I don't like. I love women, but I don't like manipulative.
Truly
women who
heterosexual.
are- Oh, I'm hetero.
Right. Next.
But I love women.
Brandy.
Go ahead.
I think the difficulty with women is that oftentimes before amongst ourselves, before we even take the chance to get to know someone, we kind of come in the door with sort of combativeness or competitiveness. And I think it leads to women sort of constantly in this cycle of cattiness and pettiness and fighting, when really we should be banding together to kind of make everything better for all of us.
That's right.
And sometimes I hate it more so. I mean, if it's based on something, I get it. You know,
yes.
if you're over there fooling around with my man and I already gave you the evil eye and told you to step off, I get it.
Yes.
But if I walk into the room, or if you hear me on the internet and that's all you know about me, why would I attack you? You don't know the totality of my person. You don't know anything about
cattiness.
me. Mm-hmm. So the judgmental cattiness that leads to women sort of being enemies right off the bat, it's just really annoying.
Mm-hmm. Who's the woman's greatest enemy?
Because when people don't feel good about themselves, they feel like that.
Pay attention.
Right.
Sorry.
Stay
I'm
here.
here.
Who's the greatest enemy to women? Themselves?
Yes.
Or men?
Themselves. Number one. It always goes back to self. If you don't go with
you like that little curveball, huh?
Yeah. Themselves. That's men and women.
What do you think? Themselves or men?
Themselves as an individual, or
themselves as an individual and as a collective. You laid out a lot of bullshit that y'all do to each other as a collective. That's crazy off the top.
Well, I think everything. I'm gonna piggyback on Margot with that. It's like everything goes back to the individual. You have to be aware of who you are, what you're doing, what your place is in this world, and kind of find or figure out a way or help or ask that one older lady that can help you out.
Can I ask? It seems like, and I could be wrong because I'm a man. I don't know.
Interesting.
But it seems like shared trauma galvanizes your unity.
Sometimes, yeah.
When you don't have a shared hurt, you motherfuckers are at each other's neck. Is that me? Tabor, go in.
No, I agree. I feel like there have been times where I was, cheated on or something like that. And my girlfriend, I said, you know what? Me and him, we reconciled. We're good. I felt like one of my girlfriends, she intentionally went digging to find more from him. Like, you know what? I think he's still, I said, you know what? Me and my man, we resolved it. And she said, well, you know what? No. Because look what else I found. And then I'm like,
helping you unravel your relationship because she's dickless.
And I was absolutely, and this is like one of my best friends in the world. Like, I was like, and he flipped to do, what's your word? He did that.
Flipperoni.
He flipperonied me. He came and said, well, she's jealous and she's this and that and the other. Whoop. Down the road, she's still right with me, ride or die.
Wow.
Like, we got over everything, and to this day, my sister. But at that moment in time, I definitely was like, is she mad that I fixed my I want to be with this man and I fixed it? Is she upset? Like, I really had that thought in my head, like, this is crazy. Like,
right. Well, I think
let me just say this really quick because we have callers before we go even deeper. But I was told by a wise man once before, he said, ask a woman how many friends does she have? And of those friends, which gender does she have the most of? And he said, you will find that most women, not all, but most, will say they have more male friends than female friends. I'm going to ask you the question. Why is that so? Caller, you're on the line.
Yo, what's up, Zoe? This is Doc from New York.
What up, brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. What's happening?
Not much. I just wanted to have a follow-up question for the young lady. I can't remember her name, the younger one.
Whitney?
Yeah. So she mentioned that she felt like she wished men would learn better how to communicate or understand what women are trying to say. But I wanted to pose this question this way. So typically in a relationship, you talk about finding a person's strengths and having them manage. So if somebody's better with money, they may manage money. If they're better at organizing things, they may be the ones to organize things. So if we establish that women are better communicators, what role do they play in a relationship if there is a greater amount of miscommunication or a lack of understanding on one end?
I feel like you would have to figure that out with your partner. Like you said, if you're a better money manager or whatnot, then let her take that role. Like if you look at the Japanese culture, the man goes to work, the woman stays at home, she takes care of the kids. When that man comes home with that check, he doesn't decide what happens with that money. He hands the money to her. He just goes, works, does his thing. Like you have
She's
to
the
find,
lubricant for the whole house.
what I'm
She makes
saying?
sure everything is
Like,
covered
he
with the
doesn't
bread. He doesn't even have to
doesn't
think
do
about
anything. It's not even about that. He goes, he works hard and says, you know what, here's every dollar I just worked for. You make sure everything is glued together. Like, I feel like it just depends. You have to talk to figure out what your partner is really about. Like with
Thank
me
you, caller, for the call. We
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
that,
you.
man. Thanks for reaching
Really.
out to us.
That is wise.
So-
It is relationship by relationship. People have to define their relationships by, for themselves.
Are you eating on the mic
Excuse
and
me,
still
my
trying to
mouth
make
is
your
juicy.
point?
It's juicy. This stuff is juicy. What is this?
It does.
Your mouth is juicy.
Wait,
Touchdown for men. Margot's mouth is juicy. I wonder what other orifices juicify on Margot.
Gina,
If I think about sour stuff, I have oranges in my backyard when I eat them. If I think about it, like right now, my mouth is. I ain't going.
I'm looking dead down her throat, like, huh? Again, answer my questions.
Okay.
Why do most women have more male friends than female friends? Tell me why, Margot.
Well, me, I've always grown up. I've always been a little
Let's
different.
see the wagons.
I'm 6'2". I've been always tall. I've always looked a certain kind of way, and people tend to come to me. And usually, when I've had female friends, they usually like when we go out in public, I get mostly all the attention. So the women that I would be with would like get.
You kind of
They would be
conceited, huh?
rolling it. No, I would see them.
I'm just playing Jesus.
she bad.
They would roll their eyes, well, can you come on? We gotta go. Why you talking? That kind of thing. And so that kind of kept me from getting into a lot. It hurt me actually, but it kept me from getting into a lot of female relationships. But there were females that were actually throughout my life that I've actually been able to get closer with because we could actually hang out. They weren't jealous of me. There was no underlying intention. They didn't want anything from me. They weren't trying to, So yeah, I think that is.
Whatever that was. Brandy?
What's the question again?
Just rabble.
I know. I need some vitamins.
I bet.
I need to eat. I haven't eaten.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I
Wow.
haven't either.
Yeah. I just asked why do and she just
Why do women have more male
Why do
friends?
women? Okay, let me tell you.
Right.
Oh, it's because of that. That's what I want us to go back. Okay,
no,
that's
we
what it is.
we
That's
have
why.
to skip past you now because you got us closer to the show without saying anything. Anyway, Brandy, can somebody answer the question? Jesus.
I think that women have more male friends than female friends. I mean, that's a primary reason, jealousy. But also, it's a bunch of dudes sitting around pretending that they're friends, waiting in the wings for her to get rid of her man,
Yeah.
so he can fall in line. Like, so they line up to be your friend.
No, I believe women stack men like pills, like birth control pills. Remember them circle? Y'all stack them, and then this is how you do. This is my boo. Everybody, y'all don't fuck with us. We together.
Exactly.
But you keep a satellite group of niggas floating around, break in case of emergency. You give them enough time, you give them enough attention, so that they don't get out of your orbit totally. And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, who you fucking with after you break up with your dude? Brand new nigga? Or nigga that's been floating, been rounced for a time? Tell me the truth.
That dude, we're hanging out because you're hanging.
that you already.
That's like your best friend. You guys are besties.
Somebody you already did them. You already did them.
I agree. Zoe, I agree with you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Say what?
I agree with Zoe. Because guess what? I've spent so much time with Johnny over here when
Next thing you know, Johnny's long one is in your mouth.
But see,
Because you had an argument with your dude.
women have to stop. Women have to learn to keep people out of their relationships, and men too. Whether you're going and talking about your relationship. or
Seems
whether
like you have more things to say now outside of the questions when I ask you. Like when I ask you the questions, you ain't got nothing to say. But there's more and more stuff coming out.
I'm stimulated.
I feel like
You stimulated
I
that wet mouth.
I low-key
What
agree
that
with
mouth
I low-key agree with Margot. Like I kind of get what you're saying, but I don't really agree with you.
With what?
With everybody need to stay out of your relationship.
no.
I need a couple friends over here to be like, look.
That's because
Okay,
she's
this is
young.
what I'm saying. You gotta have
She
the right.
young
It's
now.
not about
No,
not.
I don't need like
wait,
six
let me say
people.
something.
I'm not in a
Let me say
swinger
something.
situation. I'm just saying, look, I need to go vent because This nigga over here is acting crazy. And what do you
But
think,
you can't,
friend?
you can't
This
call
would be-
on your. If you call, see, the thing is, this is the thing. A lot of men will hang out and wait. They won't say anything. They'll just be your friend.
They'll wait.
And they wait. They might even they won't cross the line. Some of them.
That's
will,
what most
They
men
pretend
do.
to be the homie. That's why we
That's
got
what
so
we
many.
do.
But you ask why do we have so many guy friends? Because guys are waiting in the wings.
I'm
We can't
kicking
stand them
it.
if they don't want to be
And they be trying to
That's
get
your own
back.
fault.
I meet
kicking
$5 a
it.
gay.
Waiting.
$5 a gay. $5 a gay.
You do gays?
No, I said I meet a lot of men that try to get me, even though I'm
You're starting to scare me.
I say I'm getting married, and they say, here, you might need a friend, and they try to stick their numbers in my.
I don't need no friends.
I'm telling you right now.
Don't have a lot of friends. Like, just leave that shit alone.
I'm telling you right now.
Mess up your
Men
relationship.
are programmed to wait you out.
They are.
We wait your beliefs out. We wait your expectations out.
You're hunters.
We wait all of that superficial bullshit out until we get whatever it is our agenda is based on. If it's based on sex, we're going to wait. That doesn't mean we're waiting to have sex with you, but that doesn't mean we're not having sex
They could be
other
waiting a minute.
places.
Yeah.
But you are being... It's like you're a woman in our farm system. We're developing you, bringing you along.
Hold on. Can I interject?
Good conversation is
Yeah.
developing it.
Yeah, we're testing you out to make sure you're good enough.
What
That's
women
right.
like to do is play this moral high ground as if this is you and I, baby.
Hell yeah.
But you have a satellite.
No. Okay,
Yeah, don't turn the satellite
You
close.
just said y'all wait.
Can I
You
get
said it.
You
said
exactly.
it.
You just
Well, what we
basically
waiting
said what
for?
was okay.
We ain't gonna wait for no intention.
You're waiting.
We gotta see something in order to wait. And women, you always throw crumbs. Say you ain't throwing breadcrumbs.
Listen. Okay, I'm throwing listen.
But sometimes we have, you know.
Somebody
Currently,
said flipperoonie.
As a single woman, yeah, I throw crumbs, but not as a woman that's in a
listen.
relationship.
When I'm in a
You don't throw
relationship,
crumbs at all.
I mean,
Not in a
I've been
relationship,
nice.
no.
So women, you've never heard of the
No,
term
yeah, I have.
flirt
I
to
have.
convert.
no.
When I'm dating around, yes, but not in a committed relationship. Come on.
Listen, Zoe. Listen, when I'm in a relationship,
Unless you're married,
never mind. Man.
it's dating. It's messing
Call it
around.
what you want. Commitment is commitment.
Wrong.
You're married or whatever.
Brandy, please clear
You
this
can't
up.
commit. You can't commit. If you can, you can.
Brandy, please clear it up. Jesus.
I don't even know where I was going.
Like, yeah.
No, but what I was saying was, inside of a relationship, like there have been times, like even now, and sometimes I use it when I'm not in a relationship, just because I don't want to be bothered. But guy will come up to you, hey, what's up? Da 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 da. Hey, yeah. So can I get your number? Can I holler at you? And I'm like, you know what? I'm in a relationship right now, so I'm not really interested in dating anyone else. No, you know, I just think you're cool. I just want to be your friend. And I have said to dudes, listen, well, if friendship is what you seek, if that's all you want, we can be friends, but I'm letting you know right now, I'm not going any further
That
than that.
would tell
That's a
me
trap.
that the woman isn't interested, and I would move on.
That is what I'm
That's
trying
you.
to do.
Some men
That
don't.
is exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to weed the waiters out. Okay,
That's right.
don't be waiting around for me.
That would
okay?
tell me, like-
I'm in a situation. I'm not interested in you. So if you
Yes.
play this friend thing and you get mad later on because
That's
you're
right.
in a friend
And
zone,
they do.
don't get mad at me because you're in
You
the friend
wanted to
zone.
be there.
I told you from the first time.
Yeah.
We're friends.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Point blank.
I've dealt with that.
Nothing happening. Hey, if you want to buy me lunch and chat about this and that, I'm cool with it.
Love lunch.
It's not gonna lead to sex.
Love lunch.
yes, man.
I like to eat.
I've had that experience
Ew.
as well.
Name 3 things.
I have.
We're on to the next.
Well, damn, you cut me off. I was going to bring it in from your show yesterday. I have more male friends because I'm light-skinned. I'm a light-skinned female in America.
Does light skin determine gender, friends? I don't.
No, I'm just saying, I have a, look, go try to hang out with the black girls, go try to hang out with the white girls. Nobody wants to hang out with me. So you know what? The guys like light-skinned girls, so I'm going to hang out with them.
Oh, so you're saying because
And then you got-
That's one.
on you from
Well, I got-
Exactly.
you hang out with dudes.
I'm
And then she has
saying, like,
very
most of my
nice
friends are
bosoms,
men.
too.
She does. I noticed it.
like that as well.
To me.
I know they
But no, that
A
was just one.
small village of midgets.
Oh, no!
They would live a good life.
Oh, my God.
Let's just ask the question now. It's very important that you guys tell the truth. I mean, you know, we really have a problem with you guys just truthing up on this show. Name 3 things that most women, good women, do that causes men to view them as ratchet as opposed to wifey material?
Reciting those lyrics.
Me first.
Me first. Go ahead.
Tell the truth.
Huh?
Women that tell the truth.
Is that coming from you, Brandy?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's been 3 weeks of lying.
Sometimes when you're with a guy and you're too honest and upfront about who you are, about what type of person you are, and listen, it may not be worse than the ratchets. It's just the ratchets are lying and y'all can't see through it. I'm telling you, this is who I am.
We can't see through
this
ratchet
is who
lies?
I do. Yeah, no,
There are new
guys
breed,
can't
the new
see
breed
through
of ratchet
lies. Guys do ratchet lies all the time. Why do you think they're getting sued for all this money and taken to the cleaners and all that stuff that you guys complain about?
Really?
That's ratchet too. It's just dressed up and look nice, and y'all so busy looking at TNA that you didn't realize that that's just a ratchet chick that's after your money.
Super.
That's a nice ass.
Wow, Brandy is on fire right now.
Besides that, but a person like me, I'll get called ratchet because I will be upfront about things I've done in the past, types of things I'm interested in, whatever. And I'm like, I'm just letting you know this is who I am.
Be real. And if you
don't be afraid of who I am, especially if I'm letting you know who I am. But guys will get so afraid and think that you're ratchet because they might ask you about something.
Examples, please.
Well,
Scenarios.
I'm going to plead the fifth on this.
getting juicy. Come on.
Here comes the F.
No, but I mean, it's true. I think so. Well, just a light example.
Yeah,
this is
please,
an example
Jesus.
light, you
Take
know.
us somewhere.
But say, for instance, in the past, you dated somebody. To go back to a show we talked about last time, you dated somebody who was with somebody else, and you stuck with that. Hey, listen, everybody deserves a mistake or two in their life. But if I'm open with you and I tell you that, yeah, that did happen in my past, but I learned from that or whatever, if you still hold that against me and think that I'm ratchet because of it, then you're missing out, because I'm actually forthcoming enough to say to you, well, you know, at that stage in my life, I made this type of decision. It has helped me become the person that I am today, who makes hopefully better decisions, or at least we're getting a little bit better as we go along.
Right.
But when you're honest, men don't take it right. I am going to cut off the honesty because it
just start lying.
It
That's
works.
good.
No, honesty is where you
Margot?
honesty should be where you start.
Name some things women do that are...
Okay, I'll go defer to a phone call that I received.
Wait a minute, we have a caller.
I received
yours gets to wait.
Thank you.
Caller, you're on the line. Let's talk.
How we doing? My name is 01.
What's happening, 01? Speak to us, man.
I was able to hear parts of the conversation off and on, but I just called back in, so I'm not exactly sure where you are. But I came in on a communication issue that I think is paramount between men and women. And when it comes to understanding our dynamic, I think is due to note that I think women are more connotative in what they ingest, and the only other way I could put it is that men are more actual in what they ingest. Meaning women are largely concerned with how things are done, versus in a relationship, men kind of focus on what you said and what you did versus you did it like this or you said it like that. I think whatever principles are behind those thought pattern differences or interpretation differences kind of power the issues that we have on a larger scale.
Good stuff, man. I appreciate that call. Ladies, do you agree, disagree, what?
I agree.
Thank you. I agree.
It's the same thing you were saying. Women are verbally more abusive. Is that what you were saying earlier?
Can be, potentially.
Because I feel like
because of the capacity of our brain.
They accept it differently. I guess.
Men are mostly on one side, and we're women going back and forth. You know, you got to keep up with a woman in a conversation. That's why a lot of men can't.
We
argue
don't
with
have
women.
to keep up with the fucking gibberish.
No.
You see these people in the chat room? They like, what the fuck are they talking about?
They're having
I want some cookies, and then you should use communication skills, and then I want to fart. You just be talking about all kinds of stuff. It ain't even together. It's not even coherent.
Please.
It's not even coherent.
Be able to talk about more than one thing and understand how they connect and how they're connected.
Margot,
you want to know?
You talking about depth?
Yes.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Don't not on radio. No.
Not on radio.
Be
what?
nice.
What? Depth what?
No. Just back to what I was saying.
Yes.
The things the girls do.
Yes.
that may be misconstrued as ratchet as opposed to wifey material. What do y'all do?
This is something, not what I do, but this is something that happened to someone recently. A guy
What about
called me.
copying your mom's way?
Can I tell you something? You wanted me to answer this question?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Well,
I'm just trying to help you.
Oh, thank you. Well, okay, this is what stop it. This is what happened. A gentleman friend of mine called recently, and he said, yeah, I was kicking it with this lady, and he's 50 some years old. The lady was like 40 or something. And he says that he was like, she was really cool. We had sex and everything, but her so-and-so, her vagina was like this, and he didn't really like it, and he didn't like how it smelled. And he said it was okay. I guess he still hit it or whatever. And he said that, I liked her and all, but the thing that hit me and struck me in the conversation is he said, she gave it up too quick, so I don't really, I ain't trying to go back, She gave it up too quick, so I think that's the thing right there.
True.
And I think that women should definitely hold it.
You think holding the coochie makes a man respect women more?
No, it's not that. It's just that a woman needs to respect herself.
We have a caller on the line.
Okay,
Hold on, we got to go to the caller.
Respect herself enough to hold on because she knows the person is
Hey,
worthy.
Margot, the beauty pageant's over. Caller, you're on the line.
Hi, Veronica's calling back in.
Hey, Veronica. Veronica's back. Grown-up time.
Hi.
Grown-up time. I asked. Did you hear the question? You heard the question?
I heard part of the question. Will you restate it, please?
Yes. The question was, name one thing. Well, I want to go back. Name a couple of things that women hate about each other. I want you to answer that question. Because they gave a lot of gobbledygook, and I think you can bring a little bit more context to the movement.
Well, a couple things. I think that women hate women that they perceive as more desirable to the opposite sex than them.
Wow.
Bam. That's what I said.
No, you didn't say that.
I did say that. That's
no, you
in a
didn't.
nutshell.
Stop taking credit. You mumbled around some shit.
I
Veronica,
didn't.
could you finish?
Whatever.
Please.
And I think I'm gonna blend this with one of the earlier questions that you asked.
Sure, go deeper.
What women want men to know. I think women want men if they could be truthful. They would want men to understand how deeply sexual they are and how deeply they need men to meet them in a place of real sexuality. I think that they want to be free to not have to play the game as maiden, that they really want to be understood for the deep river that their sexuality is and not have to keep pretending.
Is that like, just come in here after you get off the basketball court, after 4 hours of sweaty, nasty basketball, and come in here and grab me by the throat, and throw this thing right down my esophagus.
Sometimes that's what it means.
Hard.
That's actually, Veronica.
Until your play comes out.
You lost me right there. But that's exactly what I mean.
Want that, but I think that part of our insanity comes from the lack of courage to admit it, and that is again part of how we've been trained, that we have to be modest and that we have to pretend that we're not who we are.
For real.
And
wow.
I agree, Veronica. That's actually what I meant when I said that.
Somewhere to go.
I do have somewhere to go. I have an audition. I'm leaving, but I just wanted to, before I go.
Then all of a sudden, Veronica start talking. You want to? Are you in competition with Veronica?
No, I'm in agreement with Veronica.
It's happening right now.
I am in agreement with Veronica right now because that's exactly one of the things that I was referring to when I said that when you ask what are some of the things that women do that men think she's ratchet versus wifey material. Well, if I'm honest with you, if I tell you the truth about my sexuality, I have a very healthy libido, and I would like to, try
healthy,
this thing and that thing. I'm just saying.
Are you saying you're a freak, Brandy?
I'm saying, for instance, if I were to tell my man I have a healthy libido,
that's right.
Don't think that means I'm ratchet. I'm just being honest with you about my sexuality.
What does that mean to you, a healthy libido, Brandy?
It means that I have a sex drive that is firmly in place.
Firmly.
Firmly in place.
Key words, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm
Firmly.
just waiting for Zoe to go
But, but just because a woman has that, it doesn't mean that she's ratchet. I mean, even but just like Veronica said, we've been trained that we have to be modest about those things.
I'm
And
titillated.
if a woman is upfront with you or honest with you in your relationship, then guys start questioning, like, oh, well, where's the other chick is over there hiding and she just as ratchet, freaky or whatever, or it's firmly.
You don't even know what to call it now.
She just is freaky and firm in her libido too. And
So would you say
yeah.
women are sexually repressed because they're trying to live up to a stereotype of the man that they're trying to
Yeah,
catch?
because wifey doesn't do those. Wifey's not going to come in and just rip your stuff off and just do all that because it's not ladylike and it's not this, that, and the other with the pearls and all that.
But then you have the woman.
So women who are willing to play this game, would you say they're fake?
Yes.
And would you say they're in the minority?
No.
No, but every woman has a
So they're in the majority?
Women have the potential to be this way broadly, yeah. Potential.
What are you saying? Stop with your defense of the women.
Listen,
Why can't we defend
I defend men and women.
We want you to tell the truth.
Men, if you come in correct, I support men. I'm an advocate for men and women. Don't get it twisted. I'm not a man.
No, you've been advocating women
I
the whole time.
I love men.
All 3 weeks.
I love men. Only when you're talking about
Can
men.
I say one more thing?
Yes,
Am I still here?
let the grown-ups speak. Go ahead.
I would say that another thing that women want men to know that they may not even know that they want men to know is that they want him to stand in his masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
So that
Go deeper into that. What does that mean?
Really, to stand in his nature, to stand in his sexuality, to stand in his testosterone, to stand in his quality, his leadership qualities, to stand in his protective nature of women. She wants him to stand in that, and she wants him to wear those shoes so that she can relax into her feminine nature, and so that she can
Would
surrender.
she then have to give up her masculine shoes?
And
how does she do that?
She would have to give up her masculine shoes, and the trick that's gotten played on us is that we keep stepping into those shoes as a survival mechanism. But what we really want is for him to embody that so that we can relax and stop with the exhaustion that comes from wearing his shoes. Because it is exhausting, and it is outside of our nature to stand in his shoes. Those are his shoes.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say I appreciate the call, Veronica. You were excellent. You grew these girls up a little bit today. I appreciate it. Anytime you want to call in and be like the woman warden and like crack the whip on on the Shawshank inmates over here, you have the green light to call in. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Veronica. You are the bomb.
Yes.
Now,
She killed it.
this is what we're going to do.
That is.
You know the women get grades every week. We're going to play a video. And we're going to go, we're just going to grade the women. I think it's time. I mean, the conversation has prattled along long enough. I think it's time to, deliver grades. Come on, play our segment really quickly so we can get our people involved here in your grading.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of chitter-chatter going on.
It's great. Is it
Great time.
I try to act like, why?
This was a crazy show today. We talked about a bunch of stuff.
But they don't want that. They want that.
Let's do it this way.
It's crazy.
I'm going to say, well, she's gone, right?
Yeah.
Brandy's eyes.
She had to get.
Brandy got an F+ today.
Oh.
You gonna just F plus her? She's
and
not
of
even
course-
here.
Why are you dissing Brandy?
And she was terrible.
You said she was on for a little bit.
a little bit. That's where the plus is. She's
my
a
girl.
failure
My
plus.
Failure plus. Oh, how nice.
Whitney, for the second week running, I want to give you an I,
Do you?
but I'm not.
I know, right?
I'm going to give you a D-.
Okay.
Oh, brother.
You did pretty good. And what do you guys think?
I have some.
Our chat room, of course, is
Poet gave me a 10.
that ain't the real poet.
Not the
It's
real poet.
poetess,
Wet
Wet Harry Bush. That's who that is. That's not really the poetess.
I know.
Okay.
With the Harry Bush.
Margot, just because.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's that?
No, I'm gonna be honest. I'm giving Brandy a D+.
Okay.
I'm giving Whitney a C minus. She did pretty good today. I'm giving Margot a D plus.
Okay.
And I think that's pretty good. A D plus is pretty good for you. You know?
Okay.
You're going to have to learn to balance your statements.
Balance my statements.
Okay, stop circling the wagons.
Okay.
And remember, the show is about truth. You have to expose yourself.
I always tell the truth.
Wrong.
I do.
Wrong.
Even if it's not your truth or someone else's
So I have a question, kind of like for you, as far as the ratchet wifey, everything.
Of course, my grades are biased, Soul Prince. Weirdo.
Why is it that, I mean, I've seen it in the music industry. I mean, they're glorifying the strip. Like, I've seen multiple, people who have money, this and the other, men who have achieved that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will turn around and preach wifey this, wifey that, but then they're marrying the stripper. Their wifey is a porn star. They're this and the other. She's got the fake this, the fake that, this and the other. So why should us women, why should we try to be wifey if y'all want ratchet? Like, if that, you know what I'm saying? Like, all I see is a gang of ratchet.
They love the ratchet. So why don't complain about the ratchet?
So why
wifing them up?
Why should I dress and act like wifey?
Can I tell you the truth?
Y'all just gonna turn around?
Can I tell you the truth?
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Most men view women as some type of accessory.
Property,
yeah. Property. Accessories, yeah, like a car.
So if the ratchet model is in style, men want that.
That's true.
And it's unfortunate.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. And the reason why that's the case is because most women, like Veronica said, are not in tune with their spirit side.
That's right.
So when you are, first off, you live in a capitalist society. Mm-hmm. So you look at relationships from the perspective of what can I get? So you're already in the game, bartering.
Mm-hmm.
So if you bartering and I got the resources you want, I'm not giving you all that you want, but I will put you in an environment where it's at arm's distance, just so I can stay in control of you.
That's right, ladies.
So,
y'all hear that?
So at the end of the day, that's what this whole game is about. You guys are for sale to us. Because it's rare that you find a woman that will elevate you spiritually. Like, Let Me Upgrade You was a record by Beyonce. All this bitch talked about was clothes and cooking and fucking you.
Yep.
Listen, that's not an upgrade.
Because everybody does that.
Right?
Yeah.
Anybody can cook for you. Right. Anybody can buy you food. Anybody can give you sex. Anybody can spend time with you. An upgrade deals with consciousness.
That's right.
Right? And most women are not locked into their spirit selves, their conscious selves. Most women are nothing but pussy brokers.
But you can't be grounded if things are your God, if things are more important to you than your life itself, that you're willing to sell your body and do all these weird things for it, then yes, you're already deficient.
And you're done.
You're behind. You're done. You're about to get used and abused. You put yourself on a platter for it.
That's what you guys have done.
What?
You guys had your.
We did it, huh?
You guys got your grades today, and today was a great show. I appreciate you guys for coming out. Where can they find you, Whitney, in terms of Instagram, Facebook, all of that?
All right, guys. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Miss Tabor, MSTABER. Hit me on Facebook. I love to chat. So hit me on the Facebook, Whitney Tabor.
You will talk to the fans?
I respond. Like, a couple people ask me, what are you guys talking about next week? I'm like,
would you go out with some of the fans?
Hey, if you flying and, you respect my...
Flying?
Flying, look.
You're flying, all right.
Hey, if you flying, look, that's up here.
Wow. Flying.
That's a different level. But anyway, no.
But would you? If somebody reached out and was like, hey, what's happening? I'm in LA. Can I take you to get a pack of Now-Laters or something?
I'm be like,
oh, pack of Now-Laters.
I like the red, you know what I'm saying? The red ones, you got to keep the yellow. But no, I'm not. Don't try to murder me.
Don't try to murder me.
Not into the whole murdering.
Don't give me your real address. Don't meet at your house.
But no, for sure.
And Margot?
Yes. Destination Love Life on YouTube. Check out the videos. We're going to be preparing for a launch this year, so things we haven't been posted, but you can check out what's there.
This year's almost over.
Love Life. Shut up. Destination Love Life, and also you can go on there. You can also go on Twitter at Destin Love Life. You can go to what is that thing called? Instagram.
What is that thing
Love
called?
I know, because I'm not a big social media person, but I go on there quite, But I've had some issues with it lately. But go on there. Send me some messages, please. And also check out my articles. I am the love and relationship editor at beautycomeforth.com, and that's FORTH. And check it out. My latest articles are Dog Proof Your Love Life, and this is for men and women. I write my articles for men and women. I'm an advocate for men and women. Yes, I am. Check it out. And you all
ain't said nothing about
comment
us.
on the videos and read after you read the articles and let me know. Go to Destination Love Life.
If you're an advocate for men and women, why is it called Dog Proof?
And the relationship, Dog Proof, because men and women
Dog
be
Proof
dogs.
is for the women,
dogs too.
and Bitch Proof is for the men.
Right. No.
What?
Where's your Bitch Proof article?
No, it's in there. I just didn't word that way. But anyway, the other article is about the relationship detox. I'm gonna knock Zoe out after this show, y'all. Violence against men. But anyway, everybody follow me. I send peace and love to all of you. My purpose here on the planet is to help raise the vibratory frequency of humanity by bringing more awareness. And we got to heal. We got some work to do, people. Love and blessings.
Well, I love you guys. I appreciate it. I just want to keep having conversations. Yes, we make light of things. Yes, we have fun. But the reality is we just want to start a debate. We want to start a dialogue. We don't want it to be so stuffy that everybody just tunes out. So, this is the female show in terms of you got 3 females and I want them to express themselves, and we're bringing in other females to support them and their opinions because I want to learn about you guys, I've had enough sex with you.
Wow.
I want to learn something deeper about you.
I love it. You're maturing, so I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fucking since...
I love going. You've been fucking since
a long time.
How long?
I mean, I got pussy early.
Early.
Really early.
Don't be pussyfooting and going around circling away.
Oh, I'm not afraid of the truth like most women are. I will tell you.
Tell us about it.
When I first had sex, I was a freshman in high school, and I was dating a varsity cheerleader, and she gave me that younch.
Giving it to you?
Yeah.
For real?
And it was, I'm just saying, that yoni was good.
It was your first one.
It started me off on a whole nother kind of, wait a minute.
Did she have oral sex?
Was she ratchet?
Did you have oral sex with her?
She was the first one to give me a blow.
Wow. The first
I was like, yo, this is a special time in my life.
Wow.
Anyway, you guys can follow me. I'm at Mr. Zowhat on Instagram. I'm at Zoe Williams on Facebook. Just follow me, man. Let's continue to support each other. And like I said, don't forget to go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. Purchase a copy of my book. We have coaching. We have all types of stuff there. T-shirts, everything. Just get at me and let me know, man, that you support our movement. We want to stay on the air. We want to keep shows like this happening. And the best way to do that is to support our movement and our brand and everything that we do. And once again, I'll see you guys next week with another crazy topic. Zoe What in the building.